Hello, and thanks for joining us this Wednesday evening.
Yeah, good evening. Here are the headlines in the Northwest.
Medics under pressure. A special report from inside the trauma units is one of our major hospitals. We talk to those on the front line of the NHS.
All of this is going on. It's not like no one's not doing anything. We've got life-threatening things we're dealing with and hundreds of patients to go through. And on the other side, it must be incredibly frustrating not to know that and to be waiting for hours to see a doctor, essentially.
The sister from Warrington facing another Christmas without her brother, who disappeared without a trace nearly 5 years ago.
And when two worlds collide, find out what happens when Coronation Street meets Emmerdale.
And as if we hadn't had enough rain already, reflections look great in the puddles, but the standing water not great for driving. All the detail for the next few days a little later on.
Well, first tonight, to the exceptional pressures on our hospitals and the tremendous efforts by those who work in them.
Yeah, tonight we're shining a light on those on the front line of the NHS and can bring you special access to the trauma unit at Aintree University Hospital in Liverpool. That's a unit set up to quickly treat the most seriously injured people. Yeah, relentless work and palpable stress to find life in a department where medics race against the clock to save lives. We also witness the reality of corridor care, where patients are treated in hallways, a clear and visible symptom of the pressures facing the entire service. Our correspondent Victoria Grimes sent this report from Aintree Hospital a very short time ago.
Well, I spent some time here a few weeks ago when we filmed this report, but it actually shows the huge amount of work that goes on here at the trauma centre at Aintree Hospital and the incredible work that the staff here do. The medics here, the nurses, the doctors, the surgeons who all work so hard to look after their patients. And obviously they're dealing with so many more pressures at the moment, but this film now will hopefully give you a snapshot of what life can be like on any given day here. Major trauma after major trauma after major trauma, and still they keep coming. This is just another night at Aintree Hospital. 52-year-old Paul's fallen off his bike. The 18-strong team are ready to meet him. Within minutes, his injuries have been assessed.
Equal chest expansion.
John is trauma coordinator. It's his job to make sure everyone is where they should be.
So this gentleman's come in, he's had a rapid primary survey, so there was nothing life-threatening. We suspected a chest injury, and then he was in CT scan within 16 minutes of arrival. And we've had an initial report which shows that he's got multiple rib fractures to the right side, and he's punctured his lung as well. He's got a pneumothorax there.
Paul, you tell me any pain was like press at all?
As well as the emergency department staff, a full team of trauma surgeons are on standby.
We have orthopaedics who tend to look after the bones. We look after the chest and the abdomen. The anaesthetist looks after the airway. And then A&E are kind of the overseers who coordinate everything.
As Paul's transferred to a ward, the emergency phone rings again. This time, a double trauma. 2 casualties involved in a motorbike accident in North Wales.
He has a laceration to his left eye.
So it's about 20 to 9 now. We're on the third trauma that we've seen in the couple of hours that we've been here. There's 2 young gentlemen who've been brought in who have had a motorbike accident. So they're both being seen by 2 separate teams here in the trauma unit at the moment.
So there's another trauma coming in.
Tonight, it's relentless. Another trauma patient is on the way. This time, a code red. That means life-threatening injuries.
We're just preparing for a patient coming in who's suffered 2 gunshot wounds. We haven't seen one for a while, so tonight's the, unlucky, shall we say.
Meanwhile, in the waiting room, the sick and walking wounded keep arriving. And on the corridor, every space is full. Paul's broken his arm. He's been here for 4 hours.
Snapped the arm in 2 places and the bones come straight through the skin.
You know, a lot of pain.
Very agony. Just have to wait your turn.
It's a new age of corridor care, and one which is unwelcome.
A full corridor is 15 patients. If people are really unwell, you can take 2 extra, that's 17. The maximum ambulance had outside today is 10, so 10 patients on the back of an ambulance. So you're looking after like 25 patients, so near enough a full ward. So I've been qualified 6 years, and 6 years ago corridor care didn't exist, and now it's the complete normal. It's so hard, and people can be on this corridor for like 30 hours. It can at times be so busy that it takes the care out of nursing, and you have to just run this. And like obviously there's still people on the trolleys at the end of the day who need food and drink, need medication, need taken to the toilet, need all the care, and having to run it like this, it takes that away. And sometimes I think it's not really what I came into the job for, but we do our best, and I think we've got into kind of a good routine now that I think people do get the best care. It's just a shame it's in this environment, really.
Nicola, do you think people understand why they have to wait a long time to be seen?
I mean, that's a really good question. I've actually been on both sides of that, with family who've been very unwell and been waiting for hours in casualty, and then working on this side of it. So no, that's a very, very important point, that all of this is going on. It's not like no one's not doing anything. We've got life-threatening things we're dealing with, and hundreds of patients to go through, and on the other side, it must be incredibly frustrating not to know that, and to be waiting for hours to see a doctor, essentially.
Both pupils dilated, obvious significant head injuries, and his eyes...
Back in the trauma unit, another code red. A patient with a catastrophic head injury arrives.
If there's unfortunately nothing that can be done, and the neurosurgeons are deciding that now, then we have to work out if there's any non-surgical treatment that we could give to make the situation better. But it's going to be a minute-by-minute situation, to be honest.
Upstairs on the trauma ward, cyclist Paul has broken ribs and a punctured lung. Hello. How are you doing?
Considerably better.
Yeah.
A cat ran in front of me, and I unfortunately hit the cat, and this sent me clean over the handlebars, where I landed on my shoulder and on my head. Oh, I found it absolutely brilliant from coming in there. Everybody was really good, really positive. You know, even though I was a bit confused and dazed and a bit scared, you know, they made you feel, talked you through everything and made you feel so much better.
Back down on the trauma unit, the patient with the head injury is being moved to intensive care.
With these devastating cases that, we appear very calm and at times possibly cold and robotic, that we just want to crack on, but actually you pause and you think about something as horrible as this case, and that's what's happened. But we've got a department full of patients, more ambulances are coming in, the helicopter may come in, and we may have to go back into clinical mode again.
And with more patients incoming, the work never stops. Well, it's quite extraordinary, isn't it, when you look at that and how much staff here deal with on a day-to-day basis. That's just another ordinary day here on the trauma unit. Now, I spent that time here. I think we were all quite shocked as a team to see exactly how much happens and how much the teams here have to deal with the amount of cases that are coming in, and deal with everything else that's happening in a busy A&E as well. And Nicola Misra is here with us now. Nicola, we know you're really busy today. Thank you for talking to us. I mean, there's so much going on at the moment, isn't there? Winter flu cases are on the up. Yeah. Winter in general is always busier in A&Es, junior doctor strikes, everything. Yeah. I mean, we've seen how difficult it is for you guys anyway on a day-to-day basis and how much you have to deal with it. I mean, what do you do? How does it work now with everything else?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. So, good evening. We've got a phenomenal team. We've got a very big, very close, very dedicated and very caring team.
We could see that shone through.
Massively helps. That absolutely helps. So with the pressures that you've described, with the cases that we deal with, that you've seen, that we deal with, you need a really big, supportive, professional group of people around you. We're really lucky we've got that here.
And you've been here, we know you've just popped down to see us, yes. And you've got another patient that you've got to go back up to. Yes. Do you ever get to sleep or eat even? Yes. Do you ever even get to have your dinner?
Yes, no, I do. Yeah. I promise you I do. Yes, no, I do. I do. But no, you're absolutely right. The work doesn't stop, but it's a hospital. It's kind of, it's what we do, and we've got to pace ourselves, got to find time to eat and sleep and support each other so other people can get to rest as well. But you're right, sick people coming in, this is what we do.
And you find that, as I say, this time of year, more and more cases that you have to deal with. I mean, what would you say to people at home that are watching this about, when to come to A&E, when to perhaps make use of other services like 111 perhaps?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So look after ourselves, look after our neighbours, keep an eye on everyone. This is a difficult time of year, not just because of what's going on today or over the next few days, but viruses, the cold, and all sorts of the flu virus. So people can get sick, they can get weaker. We may not know what our friends and neighbours and our relatives are doing. Stay in touch with them, make sure they're okay. Don't not seek medical help. So if we need help, there's lots of places we can get help from. As you quite rightly said, 111, give them a ring. They can give some really good professional advice. The emergency departments are here, we're open. We need to be used appropriately, and that's kind of where 111 would come in. And don't not seek help, and don't not look out for each other, if that makes sense.
It does. It makes perfect sense. Nicole, thank you so much for talking to us, and a huge thank you must say to you and all of your amazing, extraordinary team here for letting us spend that time and have that access to what goes on, so we can show our viewers just how incredible it is. And thanks to those patients and their families who took part in my report there as well. Back to you.
Yeah, and some great advice there from Dr. Misra about keeping an eye on relatives and neighbours as well. Well, this comes as resident doctors say they're fighting against a real terms pay cut as they begin a 5-day strike this morning. There were picket lines across the region. The Health Secretary says they've had wage increases of up to 30% in recent years, but the BMA says those wages are a lot lower once inflation is taken into account.
We are still in the position that we've been in for years, where doctors are underpaid compared to what we were in 2008, and there's not enough doctors in hospitals and in GP practices to see the patients we need to see.
We are doing everything we can to minimise the disruption. There is going to be disruption, and as we've warned in previous weeks, this is the worst time for these strikes to be taking place for the NHS, for frontline staff and for patients, and that's why I and the team right throughout the country are doing everything we can to make sure we keep patients safe and are there for people over the coming days and weeks.
And in other news, Greater Manchester Police say they will take action against people who chant and hold placards that creates fear amongst the Jewish community. It comes after the terror attacks at a Manchester synagogue and at Bondi Beach. In a joint statement with the Metropolitan Police, the Chief Constable of GMP, Sir Stephen Watson, says words have meaning and consequences. He says his officers will act decisively and make arrests, and adds visible patrols and protective security measures around synagogues, schools and community venues have been stepped up.
Jewish children are the only children in our country who day to day go to school behind large fences, guarded by people with visy jackets, and where there are routine police patrols in and around those areas. Our Jewish communities put up with a way of life in our country today that nobody else has to put up with. I do think that there is something very significant in that, something very significant in the realization of it, and we all, I think, need to question ourselves afresh as the dynamic continues to change as to whether what we are doing continues to be adequate.
Well, next tonight, the sentence for the driver who ploughed through crowds at Liverpool's Victory Parade will be considered by the Attorney General's office after requests for it to be reviewed as being too lenient.
Paul Doyle was jailed for 21 years and 6 months for injuring 134 supporters when he drove into them on Water Street. The Attorney General's office say their law officers have 28 days to carefully consider the case and make a decision.
Meanwhile, the leader of the Liberal Democrats in Liverpool has hit out at the City Council, claiming it could have done more to prevent Doyle from doing what he did.
Liverpool City Council, were charged with caring for the people of Liverpool, and people should go to an event like that and be able to celebrate, not worry about what's going to happen to them. That doesn't absolve this person. He's committed the crime and now he's being punished. But now the questions need to be asked of the City Council.
Well, a spokesperson for Liverpool City Council said an independent evaluation concluded that no blame is attributed to the council and it will be published in full next February.
Well, next tonight, to a heartbroken sister from Warrington who's facing another Christmas without her brother.
James Miller went missing from home on the night of the 22nd of December 5 years ago. He's not been heard from since.
Well, his family say the 38-year-old was living with depression and struggling to cope with the pandemic lockdown around the time of his disappearance.
But they refuse to give up hope, with his sister Emma still distributing posters and hoping a big brother might one day return to her and the family.
And Emma spoke to Anna Joseph.
It's like living in limbo. It's the unknown. We don't have the answers to any questions. The heartache that we have, it's indescribable, really, to explain to someone how you truly feel.
James Miller went missing 3 days before Christmas in 2020. He left his mum's home in Warrington with only his wallet. CCTV shows him walking down Slater Street and then disappearing round the corner. No one has seen or heard from him since.
What's difficult is that that's all we have, and then that's it. He disappears from that image, and that's the last that we have of him.
Emma knew something was wrong when her brother didn't turn up for work the following day.
James, no matter what, would go to work. Any time he would always go to work. He'd been at the same job all his life, loved them all like a family. And a work colleague let me know that James hadn't arrived. And then that's when my suspicion was something's not right.
James had been struggling with depression for the past few years, and lockdown had taken its toll.
Because of the COVID restrictions, it did play a lot more on James's mental health with his depression because of being cooped up inside with the repetitiveness.
What do you think's happened to him?
So I hope that James is out there living his best life. We live in hope every day, and we talk about him, and I think that's important, is to talk about James and keep him out there and fresh in people's mind.
If James is watching this, what would you like to tell him?
So my message to James has always been the same from the day that he went missing, is that we love you, we miss you, and all we really hope for is that you are safe, you're happy, and that whenever you're ready, we are here all waiting for you.
5 years on, Emma still puts up posters around Warrington in the hope James's photograph may jog someone's memory. She says the best gift she could get this Christmas would be to know her brother's safe and well. Anna Joseph, ITV News.
Yeah, really hope we get some good news soon. Time now for sport, and there's been some heartbreaking news for Macclesfield Football Club. Here's David.
Yeah, terribly sad news. This Macclesfield say the entire club has been left devastated following the death of their player Ethan McLeod, who was just 21 years old. Well, the forward died after being involved in a car accident on the M1 while travelling back from their National League North game at Bedford Town last night. The club have paid tribute to him, saying he was a talented and well-respected member of the squad. They added that his infectious personality endeared him to everyone that came into contact with him. They say their deepest sympathy goes out to Ethan's family and friends. Well, tonight's League Cup quarter-finals, Manchester City are at home to Brentford. A combination of fixture congestion, injuries and players away at the Africa Cup of Nations means Pep Guardiola will call upon some of the club's academy players. City looking to make it into the semi-finals for the first time since they last won the competition 4 years ago.
I'm not saying it's not the priority, get the semi-finals FA Cup, but normally when we achieve it, it's because we have all the squad, no injuries, and we can rotate. The team is good, and after we got, in the later stages. But when you are one game away to the semi-finals, the one competition you have to. You can take it. You never know when it's coming back.
In the Women's Champions League, Manchester United need to win this evening to keep alive their slim chances of automatically going through to the quarter-finals. They take on Italians Juventus in Turin in their final match of the league phase. Well, United are already guaranteed a place in the playoffs. Lioness Jess Park has made a great start to life at the club since switching from City. And she wants to use her European experience to help the team go as far as they can in the competition.
I've competed in it before and I enjoy any game, any challenge, and I think, this is the biggest competition, so of course I'll try to bring that as well. You can tell by the way that I'm playing at the moment how much I'm enjoying it. I love every single one of the girls and I love playing for United.
I think to take on an Italian giant such as Juve in this final game is fitting and really, it's a good thing for us to do.
In Rugby League, Salford Red Devils' wait for new owners goes on. The sport's governing body, the RFL, says it's continuing its due diligence process with 3 interested parties who want to buy the former Super League club. They're working alongside Salford City Council to ensure that each one is financially sustainable before making a final decision. To basketball now, where Manchester have enjoyed another good win in Europe. Well, they beat the Czech side BK Opara 112-92 in front of their home fans at Bellevue. Well, the win moves them up to 2nd in the European North Basketball League. And finally from me, it's that time of year where our sports teams head out across the region to deliver some festive cheer. Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk, along with the rest of the first team squad and manager Arne Slot, have made their annual Christmas visit to see patients, parents and staff at Alder Hayes Children's Hospital.
Incredible work people are doing over here and how brave the children are. I think I'm a parent, everyone who's a parent doesn't want to be here with his children. But when you're here, I think you can be in a better place than here. We know we are privileged in life by so many things, but in moments like this you also understand even more, because the health of your loved ones is by far the most important thing in life.
You know, this place is full of heroes helping so many kids through very tough times. Life is all about health. You're at a place where obviously so many things are happening and you can't take life for granted.
You know, it's great to see so many smiley faces, isn't it, as well, when they go and do these visits. Fabulous work.
Oh, I know. It clearly means a lot to them all.
It does, yeah, to the patients, to the parents, to the staff as well. I think sometimes the staff enjoy it most as well.
Sure they do. The red half at least. Exactly. David, thank you very much. Now, just last week, on the 9th of December, Coronation Street turned an incredible 65 years old, almost as old as you, Carl, making it the longest running soap opera in the world. Well, Emmerdale isn't far behind, as it first burst onto our screens as Emmerdale Farm back in 1972.
So, how would it look if the two worlds collided? Well, for the first time ever, they're merging the lives of Corrie and Emmerdale and have come up with Corriedale. It's all to celebrate a brand new power hour of soaps on our screens in the new year.
Yeah, our entertainment correspondent Caroline Whitmore crossed the Pennines and caught up with the cast of both soaps at the premiere in Bradford.
Known Coronation Street for the last 65 years, and Emmerdale has been on our screens for over 50. So what will happen when the two worlds collide for 1 hour across one very special night?
We need to get someone in now. We need an ambulance. Did you hear me?
As of January 2026, every weeknight on ITV1 and ITVX, you'll have half an hour of Emmerdale followed by half an hour of Coronation Street. Both shows drop their new episodes at 7 a.m. on every weekday. If you've got half an hour before you're due at the office or before you pick your kids up, you can just watch it whenever you like. Adding flexibility into people's viewing habits, which is only a good thing in my view.
I think it's a great way to mark in the power hour, the start of the new format, but I think to have their talent showcased the way that they have done, I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
Jack and Julia, two worlds collide.
Yes.
What can you tell me?
Nothing.
Not a lot. Not a lot.
It is going to be one of the most spectacular things the audience will ever see.
Oh, well,
Don't blink. Both worlds colliding. Yeah. What more could you ask for? Especially if you watch both soaps.
I am literally the epitome of Corriedale. That's why I'm here. When we first heard that we were going to do it, I was straight on to the boss. I was like, I've got to be in that. Don't even tell me I'm not in it. Steve McDonald has to think he's seen Vikram Desai. Just give the punters what they want.
Lots of fire. Lots of destruction. People screaming. Been at a wedding.
Whose wedding?
Allowed to say.
Debbie's wedding.
Can we say whose wedding? He's just said it.
Debbie's wedding. It's Debbie's wedding.
It's Debbie's wedding.
I'm telling you now.
It's okay. I'm here.
I did 3 weeks of night shoots, so I'm hoping Duncan Fester's got me in it a little bit. But knowing my luck, yeah, she'll be like, woo, she's gone.
It's the ultimate equation for good telly. Cozza, Coronation Street, plus Emmerdale equals mega. Mega, which is a northern phase of brilliance.
You know, the women, we're all like, should we do day, should we do night, should we do faux fair, what should we do? And he just gets a Sharpie out.
I didn't want to wear. I didn't want to wear, and I tried it on, so I was going to Sharpie out this much. It's all made.
What was lovely about this was getting to work with all the Emmerdale cast in their area. area and everything.
Across the Pennines.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was great.
Where are you from, though?
Chorley.
Oh, Chorley.
Where are you from?
I'm from Oldham.
Ah, yeah. There's a good chippy in Oldham, and I think Scott Quigg, the boxer's mum and dad, used to run it.
Really?
And I can't remember what it's called. It's delicious.
They're all good, though, let's be honest.
There's now like a northern
No.
chip.
Danny, how is this for you? Because we know obviously you're in Emmerdale,
Yes.
but you're a local lad to Manchester.
It's amazing. I've spent my whole life wanting to live in Manchester and work in Manchester, and then the opportunity came up, and it turns out we're filming the majority of it over in Yorkshire.
How does Kane fit into all of this?
He's taking Sarah and Jacob to the airport for the honeymoon, and then he encounters this crash.
You're from the northwest, but you always come over here, don't
I've
you?
masqueraded as a Yorkshireman for many years. I'm from Oldham.
From Oldham, so am I.
Yes.
So am I.
Yes.
We actually went to the same school, apparently,
We
North
did.
Chadderton.
Yes, North Chad, yeah. Colin Snell.
Yeah.
Yes, shout out to Colin Snell. We're on the other side of the Pennines, but my heart is also with Yorkshire as well.
I'm a paramedic. Let's say this twigs a little something in her mind into thinking she's good enough. I think it's just.
Oh, I love how all the cast are so excited about it. It looks
I know.
fabulous.
I'm so excited about it. I literally can't wait.
Right, it looks really tense as well, really tense. It's such a good idea, and of course the Brookside and Hollyoaks crossover was a huge success. So yeah, we cannot wait to see it.
Yeah, and that shout out to Colin Snell, who Cal told us was the drama teacher at North Chadstone, clearly doing a brilliant job there. We started the programme, didn't we, celebrating our NHS staff, and we're ending it by celebrating our teachers.
Here's Kerry.
Mum, wet wipes, toilet or bin?
Bin. Why?
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello, a very good evening to you. Christmas week's looking a little bit quieter, but between now and then, showers or longer spells of rain, although temperatures will be average or just above. We've got a weather front coming through for this evening, and then this area of low pressure for tomorrow, some really unsettled conditions. A little bit of a respite for the end of the week on Friday, bright and breezy, but never too far away. Weather fronts and outbreaks of rain pushing in from the Atlantic as we head closer towards the weekend. So in a bit more detail, it's not very nice out there over the next few hours. Cloudy skies, outbreaks of rain, heavy at times, misty and murky over the hills, but everything will ease off a little bit as we head through into the early hours. It starts off pretty windy, and those winds will remain for the Cumbrian coastline and the Isle of Man, but elsewhere they'll become a little bit lighter as we head towards dawn. Not quite as spectacular tomorrow morning as it was when Marcus took this photo. 8:24 and 3:50 Iceland times as we head into Thursday. So a dry start perhaps tomorrow, but rather cloudy, and you can see outbreaks of rain developing from the south, becoming really quite heavy and persistent. Expect standing water, difficult driving conditions, and at least at times with those heavier pulses, there'll be some strong and gusty winds wrapping around this area of low pressure. Temperature-wise, we're dragging in slightly milder air, but I don't think we're going to notice that with all the clouds and the rain. It does push north and eastwards, so as we head into Friday, drier and brighter. It will be breezy. There's always the risk of a few showers coming along that breeze, but it's a better day. But there's still rain waiting in the wings as we head into the weekend. Some brighter skies to start Saturday perhaps before becoming more unsettled.
Cleaned up well.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
We're back tomorrow. Bye-bye.